What's up, Foundry? Hope you're having a good day, enjoying this cool fall weather. We just got back from a little trip. We went to down Natchez Trace and spent the night in Alabama. Drove back, had a good time, and fall is in the air. So we're looking at those beautiful leaves and hope you're getting a chance out of your online studies or in-class studies and trying to avoid COVID studies and staying healthy. Still praying for you all. Still don't know when we're going to get together. And so each week I will do my best to get some things to you. And thank you for those of you that are using this and listening to this. We want to end up, if you've been with us for the last I think 5 weeks, we've been doing something on media. And I'm not going to recount everything, but we're going to end it today with kind of some summary ideas and some thoughts on media. And when we talk about media, we're talking about the full gamut of media. We're talking about social media. We're talking about movies, entertainment, television, music, everything. So, with that in mind, let's look at a couple of things. We're not going to be very long today. Try to keep it short, sweet, and maybe helpful. 1 Corinthians 10:12, Paul speaks, and he says, "Let anyone who thinks he stands take heed lest he fall." Now that's an old language. I don't have it in the modern translation in front of me, but basically it's like this. If you think you're doing well, if you think you're standing, if you think you've got it made and you've got no problems, be careful, because it's still easy to fall. It's easy to mess up. It's easy to take a wrong turn. It's easy to fall down and do harm to yourself. I'll give you an example. For many, many years, I've been exercising, and one of the things I exercise with is running. Now, I don't run fast. Now, I always feel kind of awkward in saying I run. I jog. You know, old ladies in their walkers are getting past me. But I get out there and try to run a little bit. And I also run without my glasses. Now, I have bad vision. I do not see well at all. So I have to be very careful. So when I'm crossing streets, if there's not a car coming, I use my ears and my eyes, and so far so good. That's never been a problem. Been pretty safe with that. What has been a problem several times is, especially this time of the year, I'm running along, and I usually run out in the street, because that's the easiest place for me to run, against the traffic, and I'm running and I'm going, and I'm looking for traffic, but there are a lot of trees with acorns and oak trees and those kind of things that fall out, some big things too. And they're there on the ground, on the street. If I'm not watching, if I'm simply looking ahead and saying, hey, I'm okay, no traffic's coming, I'm safe, I'm okay, and I'm not looking down, and I'm not looking where those little balls, those hard acorn ball type things are, it is very easy for me to get on one of those things and roll an ankle, or even go and lose my footing and fall down. I have skinned knees, bloodied my knees, hands, other things, because I was not aware of what was right in front of me. I was looking too far ahead, thinking, I'm good, I'm okay. That's what Paul is saying. Let anyone who thinks he stands, let anyone who thinks he's secure, that everything is good, that I've got it made, be careful. Take heed. It means be aware, lest you fall, because you could fall. Now, in the application in the media, what we're talking about is that a lot of times it's easy for us to take the big picture and say, well, I'm fine. I'm not doing anything bad. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm fine. And not look at the everyday small things, such as what media presents itself to. Let me give you an example. And you may or may not may agree with me. I hope you do. We have taken a stand in the Christian church that homosexuality, the behavior of homosexuality, having a relationship that's homosexual in nature, is not biblical. It is not what God ordained. It is not what He planned. It runs contrary to Scripture. It is something that we believe is wrong. Now, I have to explain myself. Now, I want to explain myself further. Being a homosexual does not mean you're a bad person. That's not what I'm saying. Being a heterosexual does not make you a good person. You got it? That does not determine. But I'm talking about homosexual relationships is something that we believe in the Christian church is wrong. That should not happen. That it is a relationship between a man and a woman in a committed marriage, one-person relationship. So we believe is what God ordained. Now, the reason I have to explain that, and the reason that you might be saying, I wish he hadn't said that, is because media, little by little, small things along the way, not big things, but small things that are in the media, that are in entertainment, movies, television, has made it okay. So that culturally, the culture has overcome what the Bible has described as correct behavior and acceptable behavior in the eyes of God. You see what I'm saying? You may be sitting there disagreeing with me that I'm wrong. Why? Why do you believe that? Why do others believe that? They believe that because culturally, social media, other media has slowly changed the temperature, has slowly changed the mindset of the culture so that it has become very acceptable. And if you say anything against it, there's something wrong with you. You see what I'm saying? Let anyone who thinks he stands take heed lest he falls. It has been over the last 25 plus years that this change has happened. It didn't happen overnight. No. Little by little, song by song, movie by movie, social media outlet by social media outlet, it has changed the way that we consider what is right, what is wrong. This is what I'm saying. This is the danger and the subtlety of media. So, let me just ask a few questions as we conclude this. What do our entertainment choices look like? What do your entertainment choices look like? You say, I don't have any money, so my entertainment choices are limited. They're just television. Okay, fine. What kind of programs do you tend to watch? If you're on Netflix, HBO, Prime Video, whatever it is, Hulu, go on and on and on. There are a lot of fine things out there. There are a lot of things that, they have a message that runs contrary to God's understanding and explanation of life. It just does. What kind of entertainment do you do? Does it honor God? Does it glorify Him? Or does it promote a sense of worldly, we've talked about that, behavior? That the culture says, this is fine, this is right, this is good. And yet, the Christian church, biblically, your things that you have been taught over the years have said is wrong. What are you tending to balance your life with? Where are you going in your entertainment? Second, what are you supporting by your entertainment choices? What are you spending money on? What kind of music are you buying, if you're buying music? What kind of things are you purchasing? We can't even go to movies anymore. What kind of movies, when you did, what kind of movies would you go to? Again, does it encourage sinful behavior? Boy, that's a word that we don't use a whole lot. Sinful. It's something that is contrary to God's expectations for us, and direction for us, and desires for us. Third question, where is your focus being directed? Do the music you listen to, the movies you watch, web pages and so forth, does it focus your mind on the world or on Christ? Now that doesn't mean you have to dress in black cloth and always look down and never smile, and that's what the world, the culture says that a Christian's life is, and that is not right. But you do need to ask the question, where's your focus? I was just thinking today, if you sleep 8 hours a day, which hopefully you're getting somewhere around that, you've got 16 hours. 16 hours every day. That's all you got. 16 hours. A lot of those hours are already programmed in school, right? If you're working, it's already programmed by your boss in your job. You've got so many hours left. What are you doing with those hours? Are you using those hours to focus in somewhat on God? Are you reading His Word? Are you praying? Are you thoughtful? Are you considering major ideas, or are you simply entertaining yourself to death? I enjoy entertainment. I'm looking forward to watching some TV tonight. We've liked the drama This Is Us, and it has its premiere tonight. When I left today, I told Brenda, I said, hey, we get to watch the premiere tonight. Yeah, that's cool. Even that, as much as I enjoy that, there are issues on there that are contrary to where God wants to be. Does that mean you turn it off? Well, that might be the case. If it gets too strident and too far afield, it might be. You may have to make that choice. Or are you able to talk back, push back, and not allow it, maybe make you say, wait a second, that's not right. Why is it not right? And you begin to search why it is not right. Where are you focusing? What are you focusing? Last thought. What does God think about the media you choose to watch and listen to? When I was a student, many years ago, there was an evangelist or a teacher or somebody who put it this way: would you be comfortable with Jesus sitting on the couch or sitting in the seat next to you, wherever you might be, watching whatever you're watching? Make sense? If you're watching something, let's do something I've not watched. I don't have HBO for a reason, but I don't have it. But Game of Thrones, hugely popular, hugely popular. And one of the most degrading, from what I have read, one of the most degrading to women programs, one of the most sexually explicit programs, one of the most violent programs that Hollywood's produced. If Jesus were sitting next to you in the couch watching this, would you feel comfortable with that? Or would you kind of say like, Jesus, could you go in the kitchen and make some popcorn, and if you take a couple hours, that's cool? See what I'm saying? Understand what I'm saying? I think it's really important that you have a concept about what God is thinking and considering about your choices. Well, let me give you one last thought. 1 Thessalonians 5, 21-22 says, Test all things. Hold on to what is good. Stay away from every kind of evil. 3 things to end with. 3 things. Test all things. What is a test? Test simply is to say, if you've done chemistry, you've done tests, right? Not taking tests, but I mean a chemical test to find out if it's an alkali or what was the other one? And it's been too many years since I had chemistry. But you want to test what is a base or an alkali, those kinds of things. And so you pour in something and you test it. And you say, oh, now I know what that is. Paul says, test your media. Is it honoring God? Is it bringing you closer to Him? Or is it beginning to make your life more and more like the culture? Test all things. Hold on to what is good. You know what's good. You do. Hold on to it. Don't compromise it. Don't turn it loose. Don't, for the sake of popularity, just say, oh, I'll get back to it. Hold on to it. Clutch it. And then stay away from every kind of evil. You know, if you know what's good, you also know what's evil. If you know what's evil, stay away from it. Stay away from it. Just stay away. Why should you stay away? Well, if you're at the Grand Canyon, and this happens sadly all the time, some of these great overlooks, and every year you'll find somebody that wants to have a great selfie. And so they get closer and closer to the edge so you can see more and more of the Grand Canyon. And before you know it, and they're dead. They fall off the edge. Stay away from those edges in your life. Don't tempt evil, because evil has a strength of its own. Okay? 3 things. Test. Hold on. Test all things. Hold on to what is good. Stay away from every kind of evil. If we did those things consistently, our lives would be less messed up by the things of this world. Well, I've enjoyed looking at this subject with you. We'll get into a new topic next week. But I thank you so much for watching, and keep going well. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.